I caught my wife, 32F, cheating with her coworker, 45M. I, 30M, had a sense something was wrong from the beginning. My wife started hiding her phone, sending late-night messages, staying late at work, and talking about this one guy all day long. He's married, 45M, and has 5 kids. That raised some red flags for me, so I decided to check her iWatch. We had shared passwords a while ago. What I discovered confirmed my suspicions. My wife was cheating on me with this guy. When I confronted her, she initially denied it, despite the messages being clearly from her. But later, when she returned home, she admitted it. She claimed it was just texting and that there had been no sexual relationship. However, the messages told a different story. I found it hard to trust her, especially after she lied at first, saying the texts weren't hers. She then tried to shift the blame back to me, citing an incident from our past. Back when we were dating, a girl that I used to hang out with only for sex sent me explicit pictures. I didn't reciprocate, and we stopped talking for a while as I moved to a different country where I met my actual wife. But one day, she reached out again, and I ended up heavily drunk, seeing the pictures. My girlfriend at the time was next to me when I looked at them. The next day, we talked about it, and she left. I felt ashamed for what I'd done, and while I didn't know what had happened, she forgave me. At the time when that happened, I didn't even love her, and I believe things are different now that we're married. However, my wife keeps comparing her situation to mine, saying that because she gave me a second chance, she deserves one as well. But I don't think it's the same. You can't heal a wound by creating another. Am I being too harsh? Story 2. I, 37M, feel heartbroken by my wife's, 36F, affair. I, 37M, have been married to my wife for 5 years, and we have a young child, 3 years old, together. Unfortunately, over the past couple of years, our relationship has been strained. I mostly attributed this to difficulties raising a child without much help. We live in France, far away from our families, but we also had a history of communication issues due to emotional baggage of both. This was a mistake as apparently I really underestimated our problems. Since about 9 months, wife has distanced herself emotionally and has struggled with motivation to work on our marriage. Sex life died about half a year ago as she refused it completely. She has also been frustrated in her search for financial independence, trying to find a job with a decent salary, which has added to her stress. I've been trying my best to support her emotionally and logistically while also dealing with my own growing feelings of rejection. So about 4 months ago, I finally suggested a family therapist to try and make it better, so we've been having bi-weekly sessions and got to the root of understanding our communication issues. Beyond that, however, we couldn't do much as she kept saying he was empty inside and can't offer me any love or care. At the same time, we've been doing our best with co-parenting our child that we both love very much. Recently, during New Year's Eve, I read a letter she wrote to her future self that she left on her desk. I regret invading her privacy, but what I found was shocking. She has been in almost a year-long affair with another man, someone she thinks she fell in love with but now recognizes as not a viable long-term option. I became an emotional wreck yet haven't confronted her yet. At night I thought, in for a penny, in for a pound, and exported her messaging history with her crush. Thousands of messages. Apparently it hasn't been going so well and she found him too irresponsible, unstable, and doesn't want to raise someone else's child. Despite this, she's planning a secret weekend away with him in another country under the guise of running a marathon, something she's recently become passionate about, is a marathon runner. All her actions now make sense in hindsight, lies about meeting friends, emotional distance. Obviously, she has been hiding this not only from me but also our therapist during our couples therapy sessions. Yet apparently she still loves me and will be forever thankful for what I did for her. I'm devastated and trying to process the betrayal while keeping our child's well-being my top priority. I don't want to act too rashly, and I'm considering my next steps carefully. I understand that our marriage wasn't perfect before this. She's spoken about feeling emotionally disconnected and broken inside. We both have unresolved emotional issues that contributed to our struggles, though I've been actively trying to address them. Now I'm faced with a difficult decision. I wonder how to bring this up during our next therapy session in 2 days, allowing for a neutral discussion, hopefully without blaming each other, or just confront her privately beforehand. I want to handle this in the best way possible for our child. She doesn't have anywhere to live before she finds a proper job. Inside me, there's still hope we could have a stable family for our child's sake. Yet this would require a huge effort from both. I wonder if there are any success stories staying together at least until the child has grown. What is the best way forward? Story 3. I, 18M, am conflicted about a situation with my 18F, GF. So me and my girlfriend were making out. She stops and leaves to go home. She then texts me a big paragraph that she cares about me but feels like we're moving too fast physically and that she felt rushed and very nervous while making out. I said I understood and that I'd give her space, and if I made her uncomfortable it wasn't my intention to, just thought she felt the same way. She replied saying she just needs time and thanked me for understanding. That was the end of the last convo we had. That was 4 days ago. Should I text her back or wait for her to text me? What should I say? What should I do? I should add that I didn't reply to her last message about me understanding. I guess I felt upset at the moment because I felt rejected and the situation made it feel like I pushed her to make out or kiss. Story 4. I'm 21F, in an open relationship, but my partner, 30M, hooked up with someone for the first time and I feel like shit. Hi. Here's a bit of context to the story and the relationship. I, 21F, met this guy, 30M, in March at a party. One thing led to another and we started seeing each other quite casually at first. He expressed he would prefer that the relationship remained open, and I accepted. I had just gotten out of a toxic arrangement with another guy that was seeing multiple people, so I thought I could do it. In July, I'd say things got more serious. We were spending a lot of time together. We were talking about future plans. It was an actual relationship, and he's always been the sweetest and most caring. There was nothing I could complain about. In October, we talked about our relationship, and while he still would have liked to keep it open, he said he had feelings for me. I was also starting to really fall for him. The thing is, in all these months, we had been actually exclusively seeing each other, no hookups, no talking, no nothing. The relationship was open nominally, not factually. I was ready to discuss the terms of our relationship, because it didn't make sense anymore to me to call it something that it wasn't, but I guess he beat me to it. So here's what happened. We spent night with our respective friends. He went back to his hometown. We talked through the night as one would when at a party, so not excessively. Around 2 p.m. he tells me that the party is over, they are all old and cranky and he's going home. I believe him, of course, even if that night I get the feeling that something is wrong. These past few days we keep on talking as always, nothing seems unusual. Well, lo and behold, today we finally see each other and he decides to tell me what actually happened. When he texted me he was going home, he actually went to a club with some of his friends. There he met a girl and they had sex. That was it. He had no intentions of seeing her again, and he reassured me that it changed nothing between us. Now, I'm aware that I can't accuse of him cheating technically and he hasn't done it maliciously, but it still hurts and I need some time to process it. At this point I'm angry more than anything, the lies, the pretending that nothing happened, the fact that I insisted on meeting up today, or who knows when he would have told me. I feel like he hasn't given much thought to the whole situation, and to how I would have reacted. I don't know how to feel about what happened. On one hand, I'm pretty sure it's not beyond repair and we can make it work, but on the other hand, my trust has been betrayed. I don't know if I'm overreacting. What can I do to fix this? And also, is there a way to stop thinking that I'm not enough because this happened? Any advice is welcome, smiley face. That is all for today. If you enjoy these stories, please consider liking and subscribing, as it is much appreciated and helps the channel very much. Cheers.